Good morning, and I wanted to speak about the pipe dream that we're sold of enlightenment, of realization, the dream that everything stabilizes and everything is completely bliss once you reach the nice plateau, the nice level of enlightenment. And the myth that I've seen, that the deeper the realization goes, the more happy you become. And really it's the deeper the realization goes, the less you care about happiness and the more you care about truth. It's like if you had a big bottle or a big thing and you were to fill it with either happiness or truth. If you were just to fill it with happiness and chase happiness and try and fill your life with this positive experience, positive spiritual experiences, bliss, then you're taking up the room for truth to come in. Because truth doesn't care about happiness, because happiness belongs to a character, happiness belongs to a self. What you're after is peace. Peace is beyond, it's prior to happiness, sadness, up, down, left, right, right, wrong, black, white, whatever you want to call it. It's beyond duality. We're sold a pipe dream that enlightenment equals the happiness. But I can tell you now, it's a lot more peaceful to live without preference of happiness. Whether you're in the midst of miserable nights or darkness or even highs and excitement, to get sidetracked into thinking this is about certain states is delusion, but it's also natural, it's mind. So what to do? As the mind asks, what can I do? What can I do to now let go of happiness? You just have to give yourself to truth completely, all in. You can't half do this. You have to completely allow happiness or bliss to just be let go of. And then truth just reveals itself. It's as if the moment you stop looking, everything you were looking for is found. Not in a material good or a state or a sensation or anything, but it's in the stopping. It's almost as if it's the stopping that you were always looking for. The end of seeking was what was being sought, and that was being seeking, and that which was doing the seeking was what you were looking for. And then happiness, relationships, money, whatever it is, it's not that you have any answers for this, you just don't care about the questions. That's the best way to get through a question. The best way to transcend questions and confusion is just to see through their seriousness, their meaning. You know, let's say one of my questions could be how to be happy, or how can I work out a job that I want to do? But when you've seen through all identity, seen through all of the characters, it doesn't matter. So I don't have any more answers. I literally know nothing. And because I know nothing, I can maybe help. Until none of us know anything and we're all at peace. Because knowledge is what we fight over, it's what we fight for. You know, my God says this, your God says that, my country should be this is my border, I know more than you, I have this degree, this, all knowledge. Unlearn. Unlearn who you think you are, unlearn your boundaries, unlearn everything about your characteristics, and then go back to the humanity after that and completely play the role without ever losing yourself again. A good litmus test for this is just to see next time suffering really rises, is there an attempt to get out of the way, or is there an attempt to be curious about it? Because each of these suffering, these phases of suffering are massive opportunities to deepen without agenda. Let the bottom of identity fall out. this is where the liberation is. It's not in being a human doing healing work, or being a self doing trauma work, or even being a seeker. Just see through the identity of each time it comes up, because it's in the identities that the suffering is contained. It's all contained in one thought, that I am a separate self. That these if you awaken on the level of mind, as Adyashanti says, we can be free of the thoughts and these things, but if you're not awake on the level of emotion, then when emotions come, we identify and we contract. But these emotions, they belong to no one. They're energy. Without a story, without a label, they're nothing. In fact, they're just, they liberate themselves when there's no identity there. So it's the identity which can be consistently looked through. These feelings are just layers of separation. And then you're down into the gut. And that's where the real work unfolds. And work isn't the right word, because beyond this point it kind of unhooks itself. And there's death. There's death of the psychological self. There's death of the will. It's funny because it never died because it was never there. So really all you can say is there's a death of an illusion. There's a seeing through the illusion. Just orient towards that, surrender to that, give yourself completely. There can't be an ounce of you that still thinks it can get something out of this. It can survive it and enjoy it and be a teacher or be anything more than who you are. And that's absolutely nothing. So if you're absolutely nothing, then how can you ever achieve anything? What would it stick to? Where would the credit go? Who would take credit? You can't be everything if you can't already see that you're nothing. So when the mind attacks, just see it's just an opportunity. It's an identity coming up that you've stuffed down, a contraction that you've pushed away. Each time it comes, it's like a wave. Over and over, the waves wash over. And eventually it's not that you stay away from the waves and you find techniques to get out of the way of the water. You just learn to swim. You learn to dance. You learn to be with whatever it is until there's no water in you. There's just nothing. There's just nothing left. There's nothing left to achieve. I've always thought it as a beautiful art. It's not a science, this. It starts off as a science. You can make it very technical, but by the end of it, it really is an art. And you're an artist of awakening. So poetic. But yeah, I hope that helps.